Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100. We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody.
You know how I know this was a great move from Trump? Because liberals are going out of their mind. In Pennsylvania yesterday, there was also a pretty heartwarming campaign appearance from Donald Trump at a grocery store. I don't know if you saw this or not, but this is Trump at his Trumpiest, at his best Trumpiest, in fact. There's nothing more Donald Trump than going in a grocery store, seeing a mother of three having to pay a grocery bill at the cash register, and then reaching into your billionaire apprentice pocket and pulling out a Benjamin for that lady. Take a look.
Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100.
Thank you so much.
We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody.
God bless you.
Beautiful. There you kids?
Yeah, they are. 3 boys.
Perfecto. Perfecto. 3 for 3, everybody.
All right. Now, obviously, that's great politics. And this is the kind of thing that Kamala Harris can't do, right? We'll show you her attempt to do something like this in a minute. This is Trump being Trump. Even when he's not likable, he's likable. You got to like Donald Trump when he can do this sort of thing. He's great with people. He's great with retail politics. And, well, you know, he's obviously a gajillionaire. He's known for being wealthy. The first time we ever knew Donald Trump's name, we knew him as a huge, wealthy real estate developer, and it just grew from there, right? So the fact that he can reach into a pocket, pull out $100 and say, here, let me help you with your grocery bill, that's awesome. But he also turned it into a political statement when he said, you know, pretty soon I'll be able to help you out like this from the White House. In other words, I'll help you with $100 today, but if you put me in office, you won't need my $100 because we're going to fix inflation and we'll bring down these prices, which is even better than getting a handout. That's great stuff. And it brings a smile to your face. And like I said, it's not the kind of thing that Kamala Harris can even come close to doing. If she tried to do it, she'd be the phony that she is. So it's wonderful. And you know how I know it's wonderful? Not only is it wonderful, by the way, but it's incredibly effective. And it makes a difference in a very close campaign when that kind of moment can go viral. When they see Donald Trump being a good guy and sending a political message that life sucks right now at the grocery store checkout, and it's because of Kamala Harris. You know how I know it's effective? You know how I know it's working? You know how I know this was a great move from Trump? Because liberals are going out of their mind about it. Take a look at this. Kai Risdale, who is a veteran. He's like one of those influencer people on X that speak out about their left-wing politics and get people's attentions and a whole bunch of followers. He retweeted that video and said, I'm reasonably sure that this is a federal crime. I'm reasonably sure that this is a federal crime. I want you to attempt to put yourself in the mindset where you see a struggling mother of three having to pay an enormous grocery bill, and a rich dude gives her $100 to help pay for the bill. And when you see that, because you hate Donald Trump and conservatives and Republicans so much, the only thing you can see is a federal crime. How dare you help that woman? You're going to jail. That's how warped they are. That's how lost they are. Chris Evans, not that Chris Evans, but another liberal left-wing, and as you can see from the rainbow flag, a influencer of sorts on social media, extrapolated on the federal crime here. It is illegal for a presidential candidate or any candidate to hand out cash to voters in the U.S. Offering money or any form of valuable consideration in exchange for a vote is considered bribery and violates federal election laws. By the way, you know they're full of it because nowhere in that clip did Donald Trump say, if you vote for me, I'll give you $100. So it's just ridiculous. But let's continue to dwell in the TDS fever swamp, shall we? Because it's so much fun. The Federal Election Campaign Act and related laws prohibit this type of conduct to ensure elections are free and fair. Both the person offering the bribe and the person receiving it could face legal consequences. Love to find out about the payments and handouts for the people who attended that Oprah Winfrey town hall the other day on behalf of Kamala Harris, but I digress. How hateful do you have to be to see this heartwarming, funny moment in a grocery store and immediately think, that's it. We got to arrest Donald Trump again. In fact, by the way, guys, do that. Do it. Arrest him for this. Merrick Garland, send your goons. Alvin Bragg, where did this take place? In Pennsylvania? Josh Shapiro, I think you need to get the Pennsylvania State Police on this. In fact, I demand it. I demand that the Democrat governor of Pennsylvania mobilize the Democrat Attorney General of Pennsylvania, and I want you to perp walk Donald Trump for breaking the law. Do it. Arrest Trump for giving $100 to a struggling mother of 3 boys trying to buy groceries. Do it. Put your money where your mouth is, you frauds. Arrest Trump or shut the up. It was another moment in the grocery store, by the way, that's even more compelling, where a regular Joe in Pennsylvania explained exactly how hard things are.
The best crew in the world.
So how do you do against the big stores? How do you do?
You know, I'm very proud because every year we've been up, except for the last 3 years because of this inflation.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you said.
Inflation's
The
killing
prices are up, but our sales are down. So we've had to get super creative in how we use our space to try
So
to.
prices go up and yet your sales are down.
Yeah. So
All right, this is really important. We're going to let him finish in a second here, but understand what's going on here. This is the owner of this grocery store, family business, trying to talk to Trump about, how a family business in grocery store stays competitive against the big corporations and against the big corporate stores. And you just heard that. See, it's been great until the last 3 years. Now we got to get really creative because prices have gone up, but our profits go down. Now, this is completely antithetical to what Kamala Harris says all the time. When you ask Kamala Harris, what are you going to do about inflation and about high prices? What's her answer? Always, oh, well, we're going to stop the price gouging from the greedy business owners, which, by the way, there's no evidence of any price gouging anywhere. Because guess what? Price gouging is against the law right now. So why are you waiting to win the election? Why not do it now? If Kroger or Giant or any of these big grocery stores, Walmart, Costco, if they're price gouging, do something about it. But that's her only answer because she tries to divide us through class warfare. Oh, it's the greedy business owners. Okay, well, that guy right there is your greedy business owner. And he's laying it out to Donald Trump in front of the camera right now. Yeah, prices have gone up, but our profits have gone down. Everybody thinks because prices are going up that these grocery store owners are making a ton of money. Hell no. And Kamala Harris continues to lie about this to divide us because that's all they've got is to get us angry at each other. You're upset about your grocery store bill? Don't blame the government for rising prices. No, don't blame the government for inflation. Blame this guy, this poor guy who's trying to struggle to keep his business owner open and keep all these people employed. It's typical left-wing politics. We've seen it for the last 150 years. I'll start this from the beginning again because I want you to see the whole thing.
best crew in the world.
So how do you do against the big stores? How do you do?
You know, I'm very proud because every year we've been up, except for the last 3 years because of this inflation.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you said.
Inflation's
The
killing.
prices are up, but our sales are down. So we've had to get super creative in how we use our space to try
So
to.
prices go up and yet your sales are down.
Yeah. So it's been brutal just to try to. Thankfully, I have a great crew, great staff. My family. We work
How long has
together.
this been open?
We've been in business 25 years.
Wow.
We bought it. This store where you're standing there has been a grocery store since 1929.
Wow, that's great. That's beautiful.
So that's important. The content of it is important. How relevant it is to the economy and inflation and real American voters' struggles every single day and week and month. It's incredibly important. But even more so, it's important because here's Donald Trump in his element. Here's Donald Trump, a businessman, talking business to a small business owner, trying to understand his struggles, trying to understand his business, very different than real estate and hotel management and media, which has been Donald Trump's wheelhouse. It's caught on camera. It's natural. It's real. It's normal. He's not the monster that they portray him to be. He's relatable and he's relating well to this guy and this guy is relating to him. Think about that, standing there talking about your business to not only a former president of the United States, but the current candidate for president of the United States. And by the way, reality TV star and ultra famous real estate mogul for the last 40 years in American pop culture. And you can just have a normal, easy conversation with the dude. I mean, that again also makes Trump accessible and very real. I tell you all of this because Kamala Harris last month attempted to go into a convenience store in Pennsylvania as well. This is a very good apples to apples comparison. When Kamala Harris walked into a Sheetz, I believe it was, looking for Doritos with her husband, Doug. I want you to watch this video and compare it to what you saw with Donald Trump relating to the business owner. And notice a couple of things. I'll lay it out here quickly. I think they may have cleared the store from civilians and normal people. If there are a couple of stragglers that they let in there for the cameras to see, notice that she doesn't actually even attempt to talk to any of them. She's only relating to her husband and Tim Walz, and even that is cringe and phony and awkward and completely disingenuous. Just watch.
Ah, Dougie, there they are. Yeah, thank you.
And then you want those. What do you get? Can I go?
All those people in the background are not people who are also looking for a big gulp or Doritos. No, they're Secret Service. They're there to protect her and buffer her from, the rabble, the masses, the crowds. You know how Kamala Harris always, whenever anybody asks her a question, oh, yes, I hear this all the time on the campaign trail. From whom? She's never relates or interacts with any voters. She doesn't hear this from anybody. Now, look at Kamala Harris's body language, awkwardness, behavior, the play acting. Oh, I'm looking for my Doritos because the cameras are rolling and I want to be on the nightly news, acting like a very natural and normal human being. Oh, there's my Doritos. Thank you for my Doritos. Look at me being natural and holding my Doritos with two hands like a normal, natural person does. Compare that to Donald Trump yesterday walking into a grocery store and getting crunchy, salty snacks of his own.
Oh, look, I gotta get some. Oh, look at that stuff. I want. Just have it. We gotta get it.
My mom just got a bag of that, actually.
Good. Is it good stuff? Good.
She says it's the best.
Is that the best?
She says it's the
If
best.
it is, I'll be in Washington, D.C., hopefully in the Oval Office. I'll send for popcorn. Okay.
It's a hell of a side-by-side between these two candidates, isn't it? Listen, this is going to be close, and we're coming right down to the final weeks here. I keep saying it. I'll say it again. 6 weeks from the actual election day. But, of course, in many states, voting has already begun and will continue to begin for early voting between now and then. We're in it now. We're in the thick of it. And days like this in Pennsylvania, when Trump can be Trump and talk about the issues that matter most, in this case, immigration, border security, cost of living, inflation, how business owners are struggling, how families are struggling, and the only response you get from Democrat activists is, that's a federal crime giving $100 to a person who needs help paying her grocery bills. Lock him up. Lock him up. It's days like this where you feel, you know what? We are winning. We are winning this thing. But God forbid we act like it. Every single one of us, from the everyday voter all the way up to the candidate, need to work hard every single day between now and election day and even beyond, and act like you're 20 points down and you got to catch up. That's what it's going to take. But you got to be hopeful. You got to be positive. And you got to recognize that ultimately we're on the right side of this thing and we're going to win.